Welcome, race fans, to beautiful South Haven, Kansas, and the Kansas Badlands. On today's show, fierce race competition on tap with the professional racing organizations Blown Alcohol, Dirt Dragsters, CANIDAE Pet Foods, All-Star Nationals. That's right, folks. Brian and Lisa Austin, Mud Truck Television, the whole crew on location, Kansas Badlands. It's the CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals with professional racing organizations Blown Alcohol, Dirt Dragsters. Lisa, this is going to be a humdinger of a race.
Yes, Brian, it is. It's going to be an awesome day. I think it's going to be a hot day. But, you know, hey, we'll get through it.
Absolutely right. Of course, the guys are on location. They're getting their machines tuned, like Lisa said, to the weather. We thought it was going to be about 80 or so. It's turning out to be about more like 92 or so as far as weather on tap. But I tell you what, sun is shining. The track's looking fantastic. A lot of great race action to be had here at the Badlands today, and it's going to be awesome.
That's right. Stick around. We've got so much more action coming your way. It's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome.
Wow, 3 awesomes. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Memorial Day weekend, guys. I mean, it's going to be great.
That's right. It's the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals at the Kansas Badlands. It's next on Mud Truck TV. Welcome to Mud Truck Television, the groundbreaking show that takes you inside the world of monster mud truck action and blown alcohol dirt dragster fun. Today's show brought to you by CANIDAE All Natural Pet Foods. Hang on, the horsepower's about to fly next with professional racing organizations Blown Alcohol Dirt Dragsters on Mud Truck TV. Welcome, race fans, to round 1 action. The ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals. Jim Lamb driving full throttle on the far side. He'll be taking on Kevin Stone in the grind on your near side. Kevin hailing from Columbus, Ohio. These racers travel from all over the country to do battle with the ProBad organization here at the Kansas Badlands on Mud Truck Television. Looks like they're locked, loaded, looking for the green light. Time to race here on Mud Truck TV. And a 2.476 for Jim Lamb in full throttle, the grind, and Kevin Stone a 4.219, getting us underway here. And it is another fantastic day for race action here at the Kansas Badlands. Your CANIDAE Pet Food Instant Replay. Lots of dust and dirt flying off of these cars this afternoon here in Kansas. When you have temperatures this hot, the ground will eat that water up as fast as you can put it down. Jason and Charlie, the good folks here at the KBL, doing everything they can to keep the track prepared properly. And I tell you, like I said, when you have heat like this, it's nearly impossible to keep that dust from flying. Jamie Boyd out of Silver Lake, Wisconsin, taking on Mike Lane out of Botkins, Ohio. Mike in your far side. Jamie on the near side of your screen, driving Lethal Injection. Both of these drivers, veterans at the sport. They know how to lay the horsepower down, how to get the job done. Looking for the green light that lets them know it's okay to lay the horsepower down, which is just what they'll do here on Mud Truck Television. Here we go. Looks like something happened with the timing lights. No time on the run for Jamie Boyd. Lethal Injection. Mike Lane does not leave the starting line. You see him there backing his car up. The KBL techs will be on the job correcting the problem. In the meantime, your CANIDAE Instant Replay for Lethal Injection. Looks like a fairly decent run there. Nice and straight, hooking the car to the ground. That's what it's all about. Again, no time on the run, though. Tough break for Jamie Boyd and Lethal Injection here at the Kansas Badlands on Mud Truck Television. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, the show and the drivers and all that fun, log on to our website, mudtrucktv.com. Looks like Mike Lane's going to go ahead and pull up to the line. We have the lights fixed, ready to go. And he'll take his run now here on Mud Truck Television. And a nice run of 2.310. That puts him at first place. Mike Lane driving Attitude out of Botkins, Ohio. And you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again. If you've never had a chance to experience these blown alcohol dirt dragsters up close and personal, you owe it to yourself to get to one of these races. The perfect example of what I'm talking about right here with Mike Lane and Attitude. That blower car hooking up and getting from point A to point B in a hurry. A 2.310 on the pass. Again, good enough for first place. Mike Lane and the Attitude car. That's going to bring up Andy Garrett out of St. Louis driving Bamboozled. He's on your far side. He'll be taking on Billy Fling. Right there you see him, the blue and white car out of Sunbury, Ohio. The car known as Reality Check. Looking for the green lights. Here we go. A 2.396 for Billy Fling, a 2.353 for Andy Garrett and Bamboozled. Two very nice runs here today with the CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals and Probad. Your CANIDAE Instant Replay now here on Mud Truck Television. Looks like Reality Check got a hole shot on Bamboozled just a bit. Great pass for sure. That brings us now to our next competitor, Harry D. out of Farmington, New Mexico. Harry D. driving what's known as Bad Company, this blown alcohol dirt dragster. Locked and loaded, getting staged up. He'll be taking on Mike Lane out of Botkins, Ohio. Mike switch cars now, driving Wicked Sensation. And as always, thanks so much to the companies that build the parts that go on these cars, such as ProBell Racing, SCS Gearbox, MPR Hat Injection Air Filters, and of course Power Pro Racing products. Pros that know, use Power Pro. Up in the air he goes. Looks like a wheelie bar broke. A 2.304 on the run. Still a fantastic pass. A 2.710 for Harry D in Bad Company. Another look at this from the end of the track camera. Mike Lane stands that blower car straight up and down, comes off the ground. A fantastic job of recovering the ride. Wow. That could have been a lot worse. One more time here, your CANIDAE Instant Replay. Wow. Let's go down to Gary Baker standing by with Mike Lane in the pits.
Hey, Brian, did you just see that ride Mike laid down? Mike, normally you know you've got your wheelie bar back behind you and you stay in these things when you're up like that. Was you a little surprised when that car stood straight up on you?
Yeah, when it brakes, it stands up pretty quick and it gets to dancing side to side. So we just, luckily we didn't roll it over the dare.
Well, I'll tell you what, most people don't know how hard these cars come up on these wheelie bars. And there's not a lot of bracketry on them, and it puts a lot of strain on this. And the track really didn't have a lot out of the gate, it seemed like, but once you got out there, it snapped up on that puppy hard. You really got a hold of that, and I'll tell you what, that looked like a wild ride. Well, folks, King of Bad out there, I'll tell you what, he likes getting a hold of that track, and sometimes it gets a little much. Brian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Gary Baker and Mike Lane again. What a ride in the Wicked Sensation car. That'll bring up Scott Snarsky driving the Paperboy Express in the far lane. The near side, Mike Marath in the Real Estate Mover. Blown alcohol dirt dragster action at its best at the Kansas Badlands here on Mud Truck Television. Looking for the green lights. Here we go. Looks like both cars a bit out of shape, still able to recover. A 2.684 for the Paperboy Express, a 2.714 for Mike Marath and the Real Estate Mover. A great job of keeping these blower cars under control and on the track. Again, your CANIDAE Pet Food Instant Replay on the run. Both drivers able to lift and maintain control. Looks like the Paperboy Express took off to the left, while the Real Estate Mover went to the right. Wow, what a run. And your round one final results for the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals. Mike Lane driving attitude with that 2.304 leads the pack, followed by the Wicked Sensation car. Mike Lane driving it as well. Andy Garrett, Billy Fling, and Jim Lamb rounding out your top five. Let's go down to Gary Baker.
Hey, Brian. I'm here at the KBL, and it is 90-plus degrees. Over 4,000 feet adjusted altitude. The guys after the first round are scrambling to get on their tune-ups. The king of bad, Mike Lane, is in the lead right now with a 2.304. And he holds a world record here at a 2.110. So that goes to show you what the heat factor is doing here. The promoters, Jason and Charles Strickland, have done this in the afternoons so they could make it to a race tomorrow. So they've been very gracious, and the spectators here that are here are out here frying in the heat. So we've got some hardcore spectators. And in this dog days of summer, I want to introduce a friend of mine to you, Brian, and the folks out there. Janet Quartz of Maryville, Tennessee. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Janet fosters puppies, saves dogs' lives, and I'd like her to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, well, as Gary said, I'm a foster mom for puppies. When I moved here 4 years ago, I found that there was a tremendous need to help these little critters find their forever homes. And so organization was formed, and we now have approximately 25 families that foster for our shelter, the Monroe County Friends of Animals. And the way this is done is we take the little puppies primarily, although some people foster older dogs as well. And we keep them for a period of about 2 weeks. And the purpose of that is to make sure that they're disease-free and that they are socialized a bit. I mean, I spend a lot of time playing with them. Since April 2009, when I started this fostering, I have actually fostered 101 puppies. And then what we do is we make arrangements to send them to northern shelters or northern rescue groups where adoptive homes are waiting.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. I see you and Bob out walking your dogs, so you've got 3 of them yourself, and it's just amazing what you do. And folks, there's shelters in this need all over the country. So if you want to find something like this, get on the internet, call your shelter, and it's amazing the love that these dogs have to offer. CANIDAE.com, you can get on their website and check that out also. Brian, let's get back to round 2 and see if any of the big dogs can muster up enough speed on their tune-up.
Thank you so much, Gary Baker and Miss Janet Quartz. Thank you so much, Janet, for all that you do to support the animals out there. Round 2 action underway now, friends, with the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals. Kevin Stone on the far side, Jim Lamb in full throttle on the near side. Locked and loaded for round 2 fun. In this 200 foot of Kansas dirt, the time to beat a 2.304 laid down by Mike Lane. Here we go. And a 2.309 on the pass for the full throttle ride. A 2.375 on the far side for Kevin Stone in the grind. And I'll tell you, Jim Lamb just about took over the first place spot with that 2.309 run. Wow. Talk about hooking the horsepower to the ground. That's what it's all about. Your CANIDAE Pet Food instant replay on the run now. Jim Lamb able to make that car hook, put the horsepower to the ground. Definitely what it's all about. Nice run. That brings us again to Jamie Boyd and Lethal Injection, this time on the far side of your screen. And Mike Lane inside the Attitude Ride on the near side. The competitors locked, loaded, all staged up looking for the green light. About to pull the trigger on a whole lot of horsepower and a whole lot of fun. Here we go. Mike Lane a bit out of shape, just about swaps paint with Jamie Boyd. Wow, that was a close one. Got a bit of the timing light as well. And I'll tell you, it just doesn't get much closer than that right there. An incredible job of maintaining the ride, controlling the car. Non-stop action with ProBad here on Mud Truck Television, the CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals. Your instant replay. Keep your eye on Mike Lane in the Attitude car. Front end off the ground. Starts to drift to the left. Catches the cone, the timing light. And just about catches Jamie Boyd as well. Great job of driving again for Mike Lane in the Attitude car. One more time. Professional racing organizations, blown alcohol, dirt dragsters, friends, here on Mud Truck Television. That's going to bring us to our next competitors. Billy Flang up again out of Sunbury, Ohio, driving Reality Check on the far side of your screen. He'll be taking on Andy Garrett out of St. Louis, Missouri in the Bamboozled car. Again, the time to beat that 2:3:04 laid down by Mike Lane. And Andy Garrett has done it at 2.281 in the Bamboozled ride at 2.400 for Billy Flang. What a fantastic run for Andy Garrett, taking over the first place spot. Your CANIDAE Pet Food instant replay on the run. Check out Andy Garrett and Bamboozled. Getting it done today here on Mud Truck Television. Billy Flang getting a whole shot on Andy. But I tell you what, the Bamboozled ride hooking up, and he is gone. A 2.281. Congratulations to Andy Garrett. First place so far. That'll bring up Harry D now. One more time out of Farmington, New Mexico, driving the Bad Company ride. Harry D, one of the veterans in the sport. Very professional, knows how to get the job done. And again, friends, if you'd like to find out more about what we do, go to our website, mudtrucktv.com or probad.com to find out all about these awesome drivers. And a 2.865 on the run for Harry D and Bad Company. And again, you see the dust off of the back tires here. I tell you what, when you have temperatures as hot as they are this afternoon at the Kansas Badlands, all the water in the world really makes no difference. The ground will just soak it up as fast as you lay it down. Your CANIDAE instant replay on Harry D now, Bad Company. A nice straight pass for the Bad Company blown alcohol dirt dragster. Fantastic job of getting her done. Let's go down to Gary Baker standing by with Harry D in the pits.
Hey Brian, I'm here with my buddy Harry D out of New Mexico. Harry, you've been racing a long time, and you've gotten to come out east here a little bit and run with your Bad Brothers out here, and it's great to see you out here this weekend.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's good for you guys to have me here and come out and run with these bad boys in the world. It's something, quite an accomplishment for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, you've been doing this for a lot of years. I know a lot of people out in your neck of the woods know when it comes to bad cars and mud racing, you're one of the top guys out in the area, and it's been a lot of fun having you here today. And folks, if you ever get out west and you happen to hit a mud race, one of the bad guys is always lurking out there, and that's Harry D with his S10, and you can bet you'll see him flying. Brian, back to you.
And our final pass of this afternoon, the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star National, Scott Snarsky driving the Paperboy Express out of Libertyville, Illinois, trying to beat that 2.281. And a 2.487, not enough for first place, but a fantastic pass for the Paperboy Express here on Mud Truck Television. Nice straight run, loads of horsepower. The car hooking up nice and good, just like it should. For Scott Snarsky. He'll take a run back by the crowd. And again, friends, if you have a chance, get to one of these races, experience the power of these blown alcohol dirt dragsters for yourself, up close and personal. Your CANIDAE Pet Food Instant Replay on the pass now. Scott Snarsky and the Paperboy Express. 200 foot of action at the Kansas Badlands. And the Paperboy Express getting her done one more time from the end of the track camera here on Mud Truck Television. Fantastic race action, no doubt about it. And your ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals final results. Andy Garrett taking home the win, followed by Mike Lane, Jim Lamb, and Mike Lane in the Attitude Car. And rounding out your top 5, it's Kevin Stone in the Grind. Let's go now to Gary Baker standing by at the PRI show with Andy Garrett.
Hey Brian, I'm sure you guessed with this little motor here that old Andy's got in that car what makes this thing fly, and I'll tell you what, I've caught up with Andy and Dave out here at Pro Chargers just to give you a little look at the new deal they've got here. It's a little bigger than what I think your motor even is, Andy, but I'll tell you what, that Pro Charger puts some power to that motor, doesn't it?
Yeah, that thing works beautifully. It's made the car what it is. It's unique and it works phenomenally. The electronic fuel injection and the Pro Charger all works very well together, and I got a fast little package there. It's a fun car to drive, and it was a fun engineering piece to build.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, you got to see this car to believe it. Once you walk up and look at this compared to these other cars, it only looks like a half a car, but it's every bit as bad. So, Brian, back to you.
Hey, thanks, Gary. We are on location with the winner of the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals here at the Kansas Badlands, Mr. Andy Garrett, driving Bamboozled. An awesome time, 2.28. Andy, congratulations, man.
Thank you, Brian. This is a hard time coming to get this first place win, but we earned it, and I couldn't have done it without my sponsors, Pro Charger and NGK spark plugs and AMSOIL. But the Pro Charger is what made all that power in that little car.
I tell you what, folks, we talked with Andy. You saw him and Gary Baker talking from PRI earlier in the show about, the Pro Chargers. Wow, an amazing engine, smallest one in the field, but definitely cranking the horsepower out today to get it done.
Yes, it did. It did. Got it done 2 times in a row.
Absolutely.
I'm going racing again tomorrow. We're going to do it again tomorrow.
There you go, folks. Spoken like a true champion, folks. True winner of today's event, Andy Garrett, Bamboozled. Andy, again, thank you, man.
Thank you, Brian.
We'll see y'all back here in a few. It's Mud Truck Television. That's right, folks. Brian and Lisa Austin here at the Kansas Badlands. And I tell you what, folks, the drivers today, there was no sign of sharks in the water. They wanted to come on out and play. And Lisa, I'll be darned if they didn't go and get bamboozled.
I'm telling you, Andy put it on them, didn't he, Brian?
That's right, that 2.28 Andy Garrett, you saw him run it with a bamboozled ride. I tell you what, hooking the horsepower to the ground, and it was just his day to shine.
That's right, and his car ran great, and especially I think his car went good with the weather went good with his car, however you want to say it. I just think there was the perfect mixture there for Andy today, and he took home the first place prize.
That's right. I'd like to say thank you so much to Jason, Charlie, Brenda, Kayla, Ted Davidson, everybody here at the Kansas Badlands for inviting ProBad out here. And of course, it was the ProBad CANIDAE Pet Food All-Star Nationals at the Kansas Badlands. Fantastic facility, and just a great bunch of people. They've done everybody a great job of putting on this race, and the guys done a fantastic job. Even though, like I say, no sharks in the water, they still got bamboozled, but they'll be back.
They'll be back. And you know what? We want to say a special thanks to Gary Baker and ProBad on behalf of Mud Truck TV. You guys do a great job, and you always put on an awesome show. And we were so glad to be able to spend our Memorial Day weekend here at the Kansas Badlands with the Stricklands and, of course, Gary Baker and the ProBad guys.
Absolutely right, folks. Till next time, I'm Brian Austin.
And I'm Lisa Austin.
We'll see y'all right here on Mud Truck Television.
Bye-bye.